Pleasure to greet you all here. So we will drive one activity. Just like this, we will be learning very practical things. I will have my short introduction, which is not theoretical, rather than coming from my own experience, but first called classroom screen, basically, right? And here I can very fastly organize a short survey that I want to ask you, short questions. So this is why I haven't prepared the survey. I will do it now with you. So once again, it's classroomscreen.com. It has a lot of functions that you can use in the moment. It's like a screen on which you have everything what you want, like a timer, for example, if we would have limited time and we would want to set it like this, right? And then the time goes. We have traffic light for organizing our work. So if it's green light, we are working. If it's yellow, we are having a break, right? And many, many things. This will be a short poll, a survey, as I said. So we will start from this one. And for example, right now, I have prepared the question. So I will put it here for you. And it's very simple. It just says, how are you today? That's it. That's it. I have prepared my survey. Now, how can you participate in this survey? You see there is a code and so on, but I will give you just this QR code. You can scan it with your phones. And in general, for this workshop, I would like you to have your phone in hand with you, so you could participate everywhere. Of course, it's possible to participate through computer, through your browsers. So for this, you would need to go to joinmycrs.com and then to put this code. But I would say it's better, way better, to scan the QR code. I will check if it's working together with you. Usually the phones nowadays, the cameras are scanning the QR codes without any problem. You don't need to download anything, or you have on your phone the QR reader. It's called QR code reader if you would need that. And you need to choose one of the faces to vote. And here we can see our statistics. I can make this bigger so everyone would see. But from the numbers, I'm not sure how many people do we have, but from numbers, I think not everyone have participated. Oh, we have way more. So please join. Please do join either through the QR code, right? So it was the quickest survey you can have, right? This we will get out of the way. Oh, I see there is a mistake, my mistake. It should be, how are you? Okay, let's check another one. Okay, so thank you very much for participating in this one. The poll, this time it will be this, for example. So my question, I have already written the question. I have it in my notes, but you can also just type, right, if it's in the classroom. So the question is, have you ever attended any of my ICT workshops? And the answer can be yes or no, right? I think that's enough this time. So it's either yes or no. I'm really interested in this one because, of course, some of the things are repeating. So just to have an idea if it will be new for you or not. Most of you not. So there are some fans coming for another time. That's amazing. Just once again, I'm afraid I don't have anything to surprise you. Well, we will see. But most of you are attending for the first time, so that's fantastic. You will hear some new things for sure. Those who are attending anything like this with me another time, so you will have then chances to ask and maybe to share your own experience if you have used any of the recommended tools. So that's also fine. So 31 answer. Perfect. So most of you haven't participated in my ICT workshops, and that's actually amazing. I'm really happy about that. So maybe I will surprise you with something. Another thing is that I have been organizing these workshops since 2017, 16, like this. And of course, things are changing. Today, we are already talking about artificial intelligence, and ICT seems like something far away. But oh well. So these were very quick surveys tool for anything that you want. For example, you want to share something, like for example, I saw by the left that survey, and if I would like you to open that survey on your phones, I would generate a QR code for you once again. Huge fan of QR codes, as you can see, right? And instead of sharing that link, I would share it, if I'm in the classroom, right? I would share it on the screen, and students can immediately scan and have it on their phones or on their tablets, whatever they have at that moment, right? So that's actually fantastic, and it's very quick. Because if you have ever created a QR code, so you need to go to some web page, or maybe you have it installed in your Chrome. It's also possible, but usually you need to dedicate some time to the QR code, and here it's just so quick, right? So once again, I can make it bigger, smaller, but I have created that QR code just in a second. And you can see more things that are here that we would like to use. We have clock, we have visual timer, we can draw on this classroom screen, we can embed anything that we want. For example, some video from YouTube. Anything what we want, we can put on this screen. Very, very simple thing, just for class organization, for sharing information and so on. So I highly recommend you the classroom screen. The screen that you see here, which is a very funny llama here, it's chosen by the web page itself. I didn't choose it, and usually it's some kind of beautiful picture. Well, this one is beautiful as well, right? So whatever it is, but the fact is that you can add many things here. You can also write a text if you just need to share some quote or whatever is that. So just very easily. I really like, for example, the timer that I used before here, right? You give some task and you put the timer, right? And students again see it very well on the screen. As you can imagine, the screen can be used in online classes, but also in classroom. It helps anytime, especially those who are working like with big groups or where it is hard to organize classwork. What really works is this very simple traffic lights, for example, right? As if you start using it from the beginning of semester, so students get used to that, and they clearly know that if it's red, it's time to stop, for example, the group work, right? And stop and listen to the professor. Or if it's green, that we are working now, right? So you can use it together with the timer, right? So for example, now the time is ticking and it is green light, right? Then for example, when we have 5 seconds left until the end of the activity, I can change it to yellow, and then it's done. I would change to red, and it means the activity has finished. I know these are little things that you would say, whatever is that? But sometimes simply, especially if you started using from the beginning of the school year, students get used to that, and it really helps for mutual understanding, right? What we want from them and how it will be working. So I highly recommend you this. We could play here like forever with all the tools that it has here. There are even stickers, whatever you need. It's all here, and it's all in that line that you see on the bottom, right? I really like this, for example, randomizer. So it's from choosing people from the group, right? You open settings, and in these settings, you put the list of students. I have some lists that I have used before, and I see it's here. So that's actually amazing. I could use it again. And then it randomly chooses the names, right? So for example, you know that problem, then we want students to read, how to choose. Sometimes they say, why you always choose me, and so on. So this randomizer helps us, just to leave that responsibility from us, and let's just see what will happen, what name it will be. And if students know that this is the way you choose people for doing the task, they will just follow the idea. So also really like this random name chooser and so on. So many things here. I think this can be useful. Then again, for organizing short surveys at the beginning of the class or at the end of the class when we want to know students got the idea, we can also use Mentimeter. It's a very old tool, I would say well-known tool, but maybe it's new for you. So I also decided not to prepare the survey, but to do it with you. Right, so we will call it Transform for Europe, right? And because I was thinking, I want to know what you are teaching. So let's do here a word cloud with the classes that you are giving at university. So for example, our question will be, what do you teach? Right? What do you teach? And let's agree that the answer will be short and clear, like, for example, mathematics, English, sociology, whatever that. If you teach more than one subject, so you can add that as well, I think. Let me see how many. So when I press present, wait, I'm checking if we have everything what's necessary. So if I present this is what you see as participants. Once again, I can either show you the QR code, or I can also share with you the link to this survey. When I see a question in the chat, how can classroom screen be used in parallel to PPT presentation? In parallel, what do you mean here? Usually you are on the screen and your slides is like on the file, and the classroom screen is part of browser. So you would need to change, showing one, then going to another one. This is the idea. Also, I think you can open documents on the classroom screen as well. Okay. So as for now, I see you are participating in this one. Fantastic. Oh, I see many answers. And they are not coinciding a lot, which is also fine. So at the moment, you see it like this because I have hidden the results. I will show them later to you. You can see it says on the right, responses are hidden. Yes, so in this case, I wanted to hide them. Once again, if somebody wants to join, we have either QR code to scan or menti.com and this code. Also, I left a link on Teams chat. Right, so whenever, however you want, you can. Because it's really important, you know, usually these workshops that I have are mostly for language teachers, but because it's one of the specifics of teaching, right? And this one was for everyone. So sometimes, you know, my examples can be more coming from languages, but also teach at the Faculty of Political Science, right? So I have different kind of examples, but if there's somebody from, I don't know, mathematics or chemistry, I will need to think what to suggest to you. Oh, so I see we have mostly we have English teachers here, right? Psychology, communication management, and mathematics. Yikes. Okay, and the rest, you see that the text is small, so it means they do not coincidence, and we have just some people from these kind of classes, like, for example, linguistics or didactics or biology or Czech language. Oh, that's amazing. So best wishes to my language colleagues, but also to everyone. It's fantastic to see that we have this diversity of different subjects, and it means that in each case, in each thing that I'm going to share, you simply need to think where I could apply that, right? How could it be useful for me in my classes as well, right? So this is the idea. So fantastic. Very, very different, very great. Amazing. So I think now when we know some of the facts about each other, I will share with you the old good PowerPoint. I'm saying the old good PowerPoint. What I really don't like is the PowerPoint, but oh well. I see a question, and thank you for asking. If it's possible to preset your tools, it depends where. On classroom screen, not. If you are not paying, you cannot save those screens. So it's a one-time use, right? I use it, I prepare it. I don't prepare it, I use it, and later it will disappear, right? My screen. This everything that I had here, it will simply disappear, and I will need to get another screen. Let me show you how it looks at the beginning, the classroom screen. So it's just like this. I come to my work space and I create a new screen every time, right? The new screen, I can create different screens, depends if I like the picture or not, what I want in that day. I don't know, it can be whatever. This is something nice, right? And I get a new clean, let's say, sheet of paper, right? And here I do everything in the moment, right? And once again, if you are not paying for this platform, it will be like this. If you are paying, you can save then those screens and use them again and again. It's already the debate that we can open in general about the ICT tools on the internet. Should we pay or not, and so on. Maybe I think we will dive into that later. But in this case, I wouldn't pay for a classroom screen. I just like it to use it in the moment, especially for a short surveys or time or whatever is that, right? So the preparation for the surveys, very simple. What I did today, I had my questions already written on my notes, and then I just did copy paste, right? So it's faster. But usually, you know, I also do that in my classroom. Like I have some question in the moment, I would like students to vote. We have some question, I don't know, like for example, to do a break or not to do a break before in between our classes. And as always, we stand for democracy. So of course, I would always suggest them, let's vote. Let's vote. And I would just write that question quickly, and that would be it, right? So this doesn't require any kind of preparation. It's in the moment. With Mentimeter, yes, you can prepare everything in advance. You can save that on Mentimeter. I can show you. I have many. Oh, they want already me to pay. Again, not paying for Mentimeter. So here you can see I have many of them that I have used before, and they are saved. Those surveys and their results as well. Workload of the teachers, right? That it can be our helper, right? Our assistant, right? This is the idea of artificial intelligence, that it should save us time and do things for us, right? This is what we want from that smart artificial intelligence. Maybe some of you already are using it, and you know that it is really possible to do that, because basically you ask and you get what you want. So here I have this quote for Kai-Fu Lee. Kai-Fu Lee is actually very interesting. He's the father of Siri. If you know Siri on iPhones, that's the woman voice that we have talking to us and doing things for us. So he's the father of Siri, right? And the quote says that teachers should be leaders in society, the ones who make a difference in the lives of students. If we break down the teacher's work into different tasks, some of these tasks can be done better by artificial intelligence, while in others, the teachers can assist. But if artificial intelligence is integrated into the classroom, the teacher could save between 40 to 50% of their time. I believe that time could be invested in interpersonal relationships. This way, the teacher could focus on moral aspects, values, teamwork, empathy, and the creativity of each student. That is the future of education. So I especially like this quote about artificial intelligence. It coincides with my ideas as well, that it should help us to save time. Right? And I think in this case, it's even easier to convince somebody that it helps us and that it's worth using it. Because with ICT tools, what would always happen when I do my workshops, the teachers always tell to me, oh, but you need to dedicate so much time to create this. So no, now I don't, because I have artificial intelligence and it helps me to save that time instead of losing it. So I think now it's really easier to believe in this when we have this special helper, which is the AI, right? You will tell me if you see it, if it's really possible that it would reduce our workload. But the idea is like this, right? To save that time, not to be afraid of artificial intelligence, but rather see how it would help us to save some time. It's very nice that Kaifuli says about dedicating that time to something else, like students, like actually to our students, where we could create the tasks that are more personalized, where we could create the tasks that are more, sensitive, right? Where we could introduce more empathy, right? Where we could encourage students to be more creative, and so on. And Kaifuli says that it's the future of education. So definitely agree or disagree. I think that this quote is some kind of food for thought, right? To think a little bit about all this situation. So I leave it to you to think. And we will proceed with this scheme. I like it very much. I think it explains artificial intelligence very well, right? So first of all, there is this incredible capacity of analyzing huge amount of data, right? Huge amount of data. We can use Google. However, we cannot physically to go through so much sources, so many sources. We cannot analyze them all. Well, it would take really long time to us. So this is where artificial intelligence can save our time, right? In going through all that data that is on the internet, right? And it can also make some kind of predictions then. The recognition of speeches and images, that's also possible, not only written data, not only numbers, but something more. Self-teaching, they say that artificial intelligence can learn from different examples. And this is also great. Artificial intelligence can also make its own decisions, right? Depending on the task, depending on the question, but most importantly, it can solve complex problems. So the idea of artificial intelligence, how it started, and I will show you one very clear example. It was this, right? To solve problem. If there is some kind of problem, it doesn't matter. It can be a real life problem. It can be a problem in mathematics and we need to get the answer. If it goes through all these systems, through all these mechanisms, the end and the product in the end should be the solved problem, right? This is the idea of all this. Once again, we will see through our examples if that is actually possible. So here are some of the examples of artificial intelligence based different kind of tools that we can use. Of course, like this, it's not very, very interesting. It's just for having an idea in what kind of spheres we can use it, right? We have educational chatbots, we have some software analysis, tutoring applications, or for example, online learning, the full learning platforms. Not all of them we are going to go through, but just to give you an idea for what it is used and how it is working, right? In many different spheres. So first of the examples, and I think this is the best example of the artificial intelligence, like full example is the platform Knowledge. You see the way it's written and the way it's pronounced. It reminds us word knowledge itself. Right, so we will get inside of the web page and see the way it works, but you see it says it's 100 times faster and cheaper. It has 75% of greater retention and 85% more completion. Okay, so about Knowledge, this is the same exactly thing that I showed you, right? It says try it free today. I don't know, every time I have met the creators of Knowledge at the BET event that I have mentioned you at the beginning, and every year they say that it's free at the moment, join, because, well, they allow you to understand that probably later it won't be. So just saying. I suggest you also to join. You can also always join all these web pages, all those tools using your Gmail. Usually it's faster. I always recommend that. Right, so it says, empower instructional designers and teachers to rapidly generate interactive e-learning material. So yes, it's about creating the material for learning in a very fast way, I would say. So how it works, on Knowledge, you can upload either video files or PDF files of some kind of text. I have different examples of a video and of PDF text, but you need to have something like this. If you want the artificial intelligence to create teaching material, you need to have either a video or a file with text. Everything is limited, right? The video shouldn't be like a movie of I don't know how many hours, or it shouldn't be a full PDF book, right? We have to understand that as well. So if some of you are already registering or something, I would suggest you to, because it gives you a limited amount of credits. So I would suggest you to, at least for now, to keep those credits when you will know what you want to do, what kind of tasks, because those credits later, they disappear quick. I think now I have only 1 credit left, but you can see I have some tasks. Of course, there's always a possibility like to register with the email and so on. Well, you know how it works. So what I wanted to show to you how it works. As I said, I won't upload a new document, but just to give you an example. So first of all, maybe let's check text. If you upload a document, right, and how it works. So on your left, you can see what it prepares out of a PDF document. It was a document about negotiational culture. I have a class for master students, which is called Negotiation Theory and Practice. And I wanted to create some tasks for them. The text was about negotiation and culture. Here you can see the text, right? It says like it's eight pages, something like this. So let's say it's a reading that I gave to my students for homework. And with that reading, I wanted also to have some tasks, right? So you can see that on the top, it says that these tasks and everything like this was generated 50 times faster with Knowledge AI, right? Let's see what it had prepared from this text. So it takes some time to load. I think it's because of my internet. So for example, first of all, we have a quiz created from the text, which is a very fantastic way to check if the students have read the text. Very simple, right? And we have this quiz. Here concretely, it's true or false. Well, what looks like it's false, right? And so on. And we can go with this test. We can give it to students, or we can go together through it in the classroom, right? Then we have this kind of quiz created. So it's very similar. It says that this one is graded. We have something which probably would be useful for English or other language teachers, but not only, I would say. Here you have a glossary, so different terms explained, words or terms explained, as you can see. Once again, everything created by artificial intelligence, right? All this. Short explanation, very clear of what it is, to give an idea, right? Also, what it does, it creates, for example, a short summary. There's an abstract, and there are some key points and a summary, right? All this from that text. So again, very, very useful to get the main ideas and so on. Term definition cards, usually used for learning. Again, write the term and then the explanation of it. Very good for self-learning. Probably you know other popular website for these cards. Flashcards are also here, right? So once again, all created by artificial intelligence. Here we have this kind of task with boxes, right, where you need to bring the correct term to the text. Also, not only for language teachers, I would say for everyone, it can be useful to check the knowledge. And then we have some kind of activities suggested. So these are project-based learning ideas. Usually this is for us as educators, right, for the tasks that we want to give to our students. So easily a task, for example, for the exam or for some tasking groups and so on. And usually there is some kind of cross the word kind of tasks, right? In this case, it's very small, could be better, I would say. So just like this, we have various tasks that we can use with students, and it all comes from reading, right? That way they, for example, read at home. So when they are back to the classroom, we can greet them with all these exercises that artificial intelligence prepared for them. One of the idea. Then and on top of it, you can see many different things that you can choose. If, for example, something is not correct, you see that artificial intelligence made a mistake, which is possible. It does mistakes. That's fine. You can edit this all these tasks, and you can fix if there are any problems. Then customizing, right, what we actually want or we don't want. You can choose how many words, how many questions, and so on. So it is possible to choose these things. And then, of course, we can export it in different ways. So as you can see, it gives you options the way you want to download the tasks. You can, what it says here, integrate, right? Different tasks. Then you can choose a concrete activity, right? Which we would like to use somewhere. So it says you can download it. So there are different options how you can download it, HTML and so on. So this is one of the options. Then you can share to the website, and it's basically just a link, right? You can integrate it. And I love this the most for Moodle, right? So which task we want to integrate? Maybe the flashcards. As I said, it's good for learning, right? So I have this embed code here, right? This one. And it's easy for copying. I just copy it. And then if you are using Moodle, so this is my Moodle of the same exact class that read this reading, and I want to put it to my Moodle. So for that, I would need to find the topic. Let me check which one it was. About culture, maybe this one. Right, and I want, by the way, for example, this video, it appears like this because I also used embed code. Let's see if you are familiar also with those embed codes. Okay, so I want that, wait, I already have here a quiz. No, that's another one. So I want that activity to appear on Moodle. So most probably I will choose this text and media area. It depends where you want to put it on Moodle. And then I will show you what do I do with that embed code. So in this menu, right, so I will call it flashcards. Right, and if I want to add here the embed code, because if you would add it like this, it would stay like this. We don't want that. We want it to appear nicely. So there is this, always look for these kind of HTML signs. This is where we will put our embed code. So you press on this and you see some kind of writings here, right? And you paste your embed code. I remind you, I got that code from Knowledge, right? Again, it says integrate here and you see those signs, right? Of embed code. So I paste my option and then I go back from this. And then it appears like those nice flashcards, right, on Moodle. So then I can save it. Don't need to do anything else. And it will appear on my Moodle right here where I wanted that. Oh, I needed just to make this a little bit bigger, I think. So on my Moodle, because you can see it's really small. This box is a little bit too small for our cards. So let's see if it's work if I make it bigger. Still small. Well, but the fact is you can see it's possible to find and use that here. Another option, we could add it to a page. Right, so again, the flashcards. And once again, the same steps. I have my embed code copied and I will post it here. And it appears like this. Oh, they also want some text here. So, for example, we can leave a message to students, use these flash cards for your self-check. Right? So, and now, yes, better on page then. You can see now we have the full nice view and students can use these cards for studying, right? So if you are using Moodle or anything else like Google Classroom and so on, you can always use the embed code and to have some interactive activities for students. So as I told you, if they read this text at home, and it depends if you have time to discuss and to do the games and so on in classroom, okay. But if not, the homework can be to read the text and then to do these interactive tasks. Believe me, they are way more interesting than any other thing you can suggest to students. So usually they are quite happy of having a task like this and not a task like, I don't know, answering questions or writing an essay. So something more interactive, more encouraging, right, to actually participate. So just like I inserted here the flashcards, I can do it exactly the same with the test, the quiz, right? If I would want to add it to Moodle, I could also do that. And just like this, just in seconds, we have some teaching material and learning material, right? So this is the idea of knowledge. I told you, for me, it's like the most complete example of artificial intelligence creating for us the content, right? The content. So this was the text, right? This was the text. But for me, the most impressive is what it does with a video. So here it is an example from another class of mine. This was some video, as you can see. It's from a vlogger. So it's not some kind of, like a music clip or something that would be well known. It's a video from a vlogger. So it means you cannot find anywhere tasks prepared for this video. It's impossible to find that on the internet because simply probably no teacher used it as teaching material, right? It's just some random video on YouTube. For me, it was useful at that time for politics, as you can see. So this was the video, and it's fantastic what we can get from the artificial intelligence here. So the text that has never been written anywhere because it's a video, right? There's no text. So the artificial intelligence analyzed that video and prepared a text about it, right? And look, it's not a short text, really not a short text, right? This was all that it prepared from this video. So for me, it's really impressive because usually, I don't know, I wouldn't have time myself, to write down the text from a video. I would just give to students this video and tell them to do tasks that I would prepare. So once again, we have all those traditional things like glossary with all the terms. We have the quiz from that video prepared, right? And we have what is also very nice, the transcription of the video. And we have interactive video. This is my favorite. So, okay, this we could skip.
This video was brought to you.
So it's a simple video from YouTube that is accessible to everyone. So this is why at the beginning we also even saw that commercial that is usually on YouTube and so on. So now look on the bottom, when we will be watching that video where you see little dots, it will stop.
Brilliant. In most of the developed world, it's long been accepted as a true.
Question is, can you hear a sound? It's not, of course, necessary. Well, maybe it's not necessary.
That people start off left-wing when they're young and gradually.
So here, the guy in the video mentions the left wing, right? In politics, this is the term. And if students are not familiar with the left wing term, we have the explanation here. Right here in the video, watching it, when there is a term, the explanation appears, right? And it all appears here on the screen.
All right-wing. For our Finland elections explainer, which came out on Tuesday, we noticed that, according to polling, the Nationalist Finns party was the most popular.
So once again, Nationalist Finns party. We want to know what kind of party is that. So very simply opening that plus, we get more information about the party. Right, so whatever video you take, and if there are any terms that are the ones that would need an explanation, here we have it, everything explained by artificial intelligence. And once again, everything in one place. This is what I like the most about knowledge. I don't need different platforms because, sorry, the commercials.
Die einen großen Unterschied machen. Doch dein Leben sollte sich keine Routine.
Yeah, so this thing with questions popping up, does it remind you of any other platform for videos, for adding comments, for adding questions on the video? Just want to know if you know that one. If somebody can write on the chat or tell us. there is one very popular platform. It's a very nice platform. Eat Puzzle. Yes, what I have on my mind is Eat Puzzle, because it's exactly the same thing. And on Eat Puzzle, you also choose a video from YouTube or upload your own video. And on top of it, you can add all those things like a little test, a little quiz, questions and explanations, and so on and so on. But in this case, you need to go to another platform where you won't get, I think, a quiz and all these stuff, but on knowledge, everything is in one place. So this is why I like it very much. If there are people that are not familiar with Eat Puzzle, I will allow myself then to do this little break and to show you the Eat Puzzle, which is also a very, very good platform to work with videos. Right. So once again, I have my account here. I will continue with Google. As I told you, the best thing is when you connect everywhere through your Gmail, right? It's really, really fast. So in this case, I have some videos prepared. Wait, which one to show you? Oh, I really like this one. So once again, a video from YouTube. I also like this fact that you can use videos from YouTube. You are not stealing anything from anyone. It's on internet freely. You can use it for teaching purposes. And you can see that here. Wait, I'm not sure. Do you see now the full screen? Maybe I will show you in small, just to make sure. So on your screen, on the bottom of this video, you can see these little drops, right? So everywhere where it is a drop, I have left a question for students. Usually I use this task as a homework. They use their names in order to connect here. And later, I see what results did they get, right? The video itself is about Spanish cuisine.
Seguimos en la cocina, porque Adolfo nos va a preparar un...
And the video stops. I know it bothers a little bit, but it's for learning purposes. And when it stops, a question appears. This is an open-ended question. In this case, the question is, what's the name of the cook? So it already checks if the students are watching it and paying attention to the facts. If they didn't hear what's the name of the cook, they will rewatch. Or if they know, they will write their answers. It's also possible to skip, right? So we can rewatch and see again. Then they leave their answer. I don't know, I think it was Rodolfo, something like this. And they submit, right, the answer.
Uno de los platos caseros más típicos de la gastronomía española.
And then it continues, and we have a different kind of question. Now it's multiple choice, right? And there is a question of vocabulary, what casero means in Spanish. Students choose their option, and they submit, and they can continue watching the video. It's not possible.
Es la tortilla de...
It's not possible to skip the tasks here on this video. It's not possible just to watch the video. They have to stop. They have to do all the tasks. It's obligatory in order to finish the task. So we can use it in classroom as well. I love it. Because you know how many times we wanted to show some specific moment for students on a video, but we missed it. You know, something happened with a mouse and you didn't stop where you wanted, and so on. How many moments like this? So in order to avoid these kind of moments, I would rather prepare my videos at home, and I would have it to stop exactly where I want to comment something, right? So once again, it saves me some time if I prepare. In this case, it's not artificial intelligence. I do that by myself. I would call Eat Puzzle is more like this old school ICT tool that we can use, where we need to do things by ourselves. And you choose either to use this Eat Puzzle and create your own video, or to choose the help of artificial intelligence and let it do the job, right? In this case, it added the explanations to the video, And if I remember well, in this case, you can see here where it's like this round dot here on the bottom, it says test your knowledge. And the test appears also on this video on the knowledge, right? There is also a little test. And it's not only here, it's there's one at the end as well. And once again, I remind you, you can press edit, and if you want to add more questions to the video, it is possible. Right, so once again, we have this video and the artificial intelligence prepared us all the tasks. So the interactive video is absolutely amazing. You have explanations, you have questions, all that. You can use it in the classroom, you can put it on Moodle, whatever you want. So then once again, we have a quiz from the video. You can see 25 questions. 25 questions were prepared from that YouTube video. It's actually great. We also have transcription, which is amazing. Once again, all the text from the video. Glossary, a summary, all the flashcards that were prepared from the video, and these kind of tasks that are always nice, right, to prepare. Some ideas for discussions, for exam questions, and so on. You can see that there are different levels of tasks. This is level evaluate, and this is level create, right? So these are more encouraging questions for students' discussions, for example, and these are more like evaluating, right, what was said, giving some data and so on and so on. So this is these kind of questions. Then, of course, we have a crossword because, well, you remember there were a lot of terms in this video, so it's quite nice. In this case, in this crossword, I would add some more words. Not this one is small. And find the word kind of task. Okay, so this is what artificial intelligence prepares for us and gives to us just from one video. How do you think, how long did it take for artificial intelligence to prepare these tasks? About the mistakes in the generated content. Depends, really depends. Usually the mistakes, there are even these strange kind of like typing mistakes, or how to call that. I think in the video, what happens is that the person that is talking is not talking clearly, and then artificial intelligence gets kind of a little bit lost, right? So sometimes, but we always have the edit button, okay? And everything is possible to fix. Like those explanations, it's possible to fix the summary and so on before actually posting the last version of the tasks of the content. It asks you if you want to add something, if you want to fix it, and so on. So I always take my time and go through the tasks that it prepared and see what happened there. I see what I want to change or make it better, and so on. I think that's necessary. This is the idea of us as a teachers. You know, we want as good quality content as possible. So I don't mind to invest some time in order to check if everything is fine that artificial intelligence created for me. Right? This is the idea. Of course, there can be mistakes. So about the time. Wait, I thought it shows us the time that it took. Now I don't see here. But usually the time is a question of minutes. Is a question of minutes, between 3, sometimes 5, depends how long is the video or how long is the text, right? Depending on that, it prepares you those tasks. Anyhow, it's really quick. It's really quick. It's fantastic. In this case, I love it. You know, there are mistakes or there are no mistakes. I don't care too much. It already did the biggest part of the job. Now I would just need to go through to check, to think where and how I could use it, right? If my students would like it, and so on. And then I just use it. The good example was this video about chocolate in Spanish. It's the history of chocolate, and very, very nice video. And they prepared this interactive video. And I remember very well that in this video, in the transcription, I had to fix something here. By the way, this is in Spanish. The knowledge now has different languages. If we would check here in my list of the things that I uploaded, one of the first things was video in Spanish. It was last year in 2023. And yeah, it didn't work on Spanish at that point, but now they have various languages. Let me check. So we have English, French, Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, and Dutch. You can see that for those languages, it's still alpha version, so it's the very beginning. And of course, there can be mistakes and so on and so on. So that's the fact. But English and French, they have it very well, right? Other languages are still in trial. But I'm happy they are. I'm happy they are, because when I tried last year, there were no Spanish. Then I contacted them and they said they are working on it. So I'm really happy that it's not some kind of a lie, you know. They said they are working on it. And I think at the beginning of this year, the new languages appeared, and one of them, it was Spanish. So in this case, the story about this video is that we had an event at university. It was about sweets in Spanish-speaking countries, and our presenter didn't come, some student that promised to do the presentation. So we really needed some content really quick, and this video came to my mind. I quickly put it into knowledge, and we get so many good things. So the video itself, right? So it was the topic that I gave. It was innovative teaching methods for developing and enabling ICT. Something like this, right? So imagine, like, for today, if I wouldn't had like my slides, I could use these ones. So these ones that were created with Gamma, and everything that you see here, even the content, if I remember well, was created with artificial intelligence. Now, these are not the most beautiful slides, but it would be something, you know, if we need to present, like even for today, the slides are in English, I would have used them with you. Don't you think? Something like this. So this is, these are basic slides that I haven't edited. I didn't do anything on them. However, I have for you an example of slides that I used in one conference. They were created with artificial intelligence, the slides, the design, and everything, but the content was all mine. I just wanted, I went there like for ideas, and I wanted to have this nice, neat, very minimalistic design. So I went to Gamma and asked for the slides that I could use in a conference. So it looks very simple, but I like it. It's different, at least. It's not, you know, the same PowerPoint template that is used from, I don't know, 10 years ago. So something like this it was. And I actually used it in a serious conference. And I don't know, it was nice. At least for me, I wanted to try something like this. Why not? So 2 examples of the slides that we can get from Gamma. Let me show you now how it works. Once again, I don't say that you need to, but it's one of the ideas maybe that would encourage you to renew those PowerPoints that you have. So let's continue with connecting to this. And the way it works, and where we have the, well, by the way, you can see I have more slides that I have prepared with this. Some of them I used, some of them were useless. So it really depends. Really depends from what we want. So to create a new set of slides, and as you can saw, it was possible to save them as PowerPoint. So in this case, what options do we have? We have paste in text that we have prepared. This is to generate, so create one line prompt in a few seconds to create a PowerPoint, or we can upload a file with information that will be taken and added to these slides. This is what I did with my conference presentation that I have showed to you, right? So we can depend and see what do we want. So for example, we want a presentation, and here it asks, describe what you would like to make the presentation about. Right, we can see how many slides. You can see that 10 slides are free. For more slides, you will need to pay. So, but once again, you can create different sets of slides. It depends. So for example, we want 10 slides. We want the language to be English. And what we would like, well, let's say we want slides about, I don't know, let's do about Lithuania. So for example, I need to go to another country and I need a short slides about my country. So Lithuania country and let's do country, people and culture, for example. So first of all, from artificial intelligence, we will get outline, right? What it would be. If we don't like something, we can edit, right? And add something. So we have cuisine, arts and crafts, festival celebrations, customs and traditions. Looks nice to me. However, I could also change if I want something, or add or delete, and so on and so on. So then the settings, it asks us how much text we want, right? Amount of text per card. So brief, it would be just one phrase, medium, several phrases, and detailed, like more text. Let's try to do with more text. Image sources, they can be auto-generated with artificial intelligence. They can be, auto would be the ones that are given from the site. From the web, they would be from the internet, and artificial intelligence images would be the one created with artificial intelligence. It's really interesting, but sometimes it's really strange. So I would just go with maybe pictures from the internet, right? And there is a question about image license, right? What we have. So for example, all images, but it can be, for example, the pictures that have watermarks. So in this case, we don't like it, right? We would rather use the ones that are free on the internet, right? Free to use. Or there is an option free to use commercially. That's not our option. We choose the one which says like a school project. So for example, something like this. And we can choose, well, many things here, language and so on and so on. So more or less. And let's see what we will get. It's also possible to choose the style of the slides, right? The colors, more or less what we want. I don't know, beautiful pink here. It was about Lithuania, right? So maybe we need something green, or this one is green, I think. Right, so I got the template, more or less what I want. If we can choose dark, light, professional, or colorful, maybe we can something like this. And when we press generate, and we will see what set of slides we will get, whether we like it or not, if it's possible to use it or not, we will see. Right, so you can see how it is happening here. We are like part of it, right? But as you can see, I'm not writing. It's all from artificial intelligence. And later you can see there is some kind of pattern. The slides are always very, very similar in the way they are put, and so on. But okay, we should have checked the time, how fast it happens, right? Oh, and I see the pictures are not the best ones, so it really depends on licenses and what is possible to find for free, the images that are possible to use. So we wanted 10 slides, and you can see information is appearing. We already have 8. But once again, you remember, I chose the one that the content is created by artificial intelligence, right? Not my content. Of course, if we wouldn't be playing, most probably I would use my own content. And from this platform, then I would just get the style, of the slides and so on. Right? If Gamma has copyrighted visual material, yes, as well. The icons and so on, it's possible to get from the platform. I think that's it. This is the slide number 10, which says conclusion and so on. So this is what we got. Some picture that was possible to find on the internet, I believe. This is a strange picture. I don't like it. Then again, it's possible to fix and to discuss as well. There's a way to chat about this if we want some changes and so on, right? I have discussed with artificial intelligence here about the slide. And it's possible to edit with artificial intelligence, right? It's possible also to translate, to be more specific, all that, right? So just like this, we have this presentation. What else we can do on this? We can present directly from GAMP, but we can also save it, as you saw. I have it as PowerPoints, right? So in sharing, then we can choose. We can save it as PDF, as PowerPoint, or a picture, depends what we want. Right, so usually I save it as PowerPoint and I still change it then using PowerPoint. Usually what I want to get from Gamma is actually the idea itself, the design of the slides. I like how it does, for example, this little, where is it, list, which looks like related. This is some kind of line of events, right? So all like this. The problem here is what I don't like is not all the pictures are very pretty, but as I said, these were the ones here. For example, we don't even see a picture, so we would need to fix this. These were the ones that are free to use on the internet, so this is why it's not that pretty, but just to get an idea, right, how we can change our PowerPoints. So this is Gamma, and we also have a Slides Go, which is a Spanish product where you can also create presentations. They started as platform to give templates for slides. Now, like it happens with many platforms, they also introduced artificial intelligence that helps us to create our presentations, right? So it depends. Once again, it would be all the same. We have the topic, we have the number of slides, the language, and so on, right? And it creates as slides. My suggestion here, it would be to get the design, to get the ideas, but of course to add your own content. And once again, it's faster, right? We don't need, to work on PowerPoint that much. So the idea would be to renovate, right? To change those PowerPoints that we have been using forever. Another popular platform where people create presentations is Canva. But for Canva, we would need a separate workshop. It's a huge platform for graphic design and for many other things that we can do on it. So I'm now thinking, a last thing that I would like to show you quickly where you can create teaching material probably would be ThingLink. It will help you to present your material in a very interactive, very nice way. The best way to use it would be Smartboard if you have it at your institutions. So ThingLink, as you can hear, Thing and Link. Sorry? Okay, so Thing and Link, right? Linking things, basically. So on here, we have pictures, and on those pictures, we can add links we can add videos, we can add sound, whatever we want. So for better understanding what it is, let me show any of the examples that I have. So it's basically what we need, first of all, is to have a picture. So for those of natural sciences, this is a picture which is called Systems of the Human Body. And if you want to teach something like this, it's possible to add different links, different videos, and different explanations just to one picture, right? Everything is here, everything is clickable. So this is the example from the internet, but to show my own example, probably my favorite is this one, which I use for Spanish and teaching city vocabulary. So in this case, there is a plan of a city, and each places in that city has as you can see here, you can even see, if you would look closer, that all those little dots are making a move, like, you know, something is happening, and you wouldn't believe what curiosity students have about that, like what's hidden, why it is moving, what's happening. So usually if I have a smart board, I would invite students themselves come to the board and discover what they have in each icon. In this case, they have the vocabulary, right? So in this case, they learn that peluqueria is hair dresser salon, right? Or they have, I don't know, this little sign of coffee, and we have word cafeteria. So usually what I do is to give students a task where they would, like a text in paper, where they would need to add these new or familiar words. Usually these are new words that they go and discover by themselves in the classroom on the smart board. Or if I don't have a smart board, so then I give them just a link to this city, so they would explore it on their own phones or computers, right? It depends. But as you can see, there are many things hidden everywhere to learn the vocabulary. In this case, it's just a word, but it's possible also to write an explanation if we would like to add more information. And in the end, I have left them here a quizzes game. Quizzes is a platform where you can create tests, and this like online tests. In this case, it has 30 questions, and usually we do it together with the whole classroom, just answering those questions. So it goes like this. Students don't need even to register. I have prepared this test on quizzes. By the way, now on quizzes, when you are creating tests, you can also ask the help from artificial intelligence. They create you tests that later you need to fix a little bit. And so we have the firewall issues, whatever. But usually it works, and then we have some fun tests together. So this is one of the examples. Another that I have for you here is how we can make the reading task so interesting and so interactive. So now, the sound. What is the sound? Any guesses? What's the sound?
Train, railway train.
Not the train. It's related to the text that I have here. Well, first of all, it's noise, right? It's really noisy. And if you would listen like, Agnes' guess is correct. It's a market. It's a market. And the text is about Spanish markets. So first of all, with this, that sound I added to this text, with this, I create the atmosphere, right? We are going to learn about Spanish markets, and we hear the sounds of the markets. I always ask students the same question: what do you hear? And the markets in Spain are actually very loud. So this is the idea. And then you once again see that everything is moving. So it wakes up the curiosity of students. So first, before reading the text, and you know what happens with reading texts, especially as learning languages, for me, it's really hard to understand. But the fact is that students, they don't like to read. even the short text that we have on our book, they don't want to read it. So I found a way to encourage them and to put the text into Fingling. And now before, for example, reading this task, I added here for them a video of a Spanish vlogger that goes to a market and shows the way the market it is. So first we watch this video together. We get familiar what the market is and how it looks like in Spain. Then I have this name chooser I have mentioned to you before to choose the student that will be reading with names here, right? Because I don't want that responsibility. I don't want them to say that I always invite the same students to read. So let's leave it for the magic. So we choose the student that will be reading. It goes like this. And usually students don't oppose, right? They are actually happy to read, because it means if they are going to read, they will get the opportunity to be the first ones to discover what is down each icon, right? So then we start reading the text and they open what they found on the way. Right? If it's a smart board, so I invite student and the student is reading and then using his hand to open each of the things. So where we have image icons, so usually it's vocabulary to understand this is the carniceria, right? The butcher shop, or fruteria, the fruit shop, and so on. So the words that I thought would be new for them, I have added a picture, so it would help us to understand. Or where I know that they should know this word, I added a question. So what does it mean? Kind of thing. Again, when we have a picture icon, it's basically the explanation of what it is. And just like this, we go through the text. There is one video icon, and there is a video about famous boqueria market in Barcelona, right? So just like this, after reading all this text, in the end, we will get the same test that I showed you before, just about this text. So it's a full kind of activity from the beginning till the end. Students love it. They want to read it. It encourages them to leave their places, to actually go to the smart board, open those little dots, little icons, because for them it's very interesting. And just like that, the most boring reading task became a very fun, also full of cultural knowledge task. All those pictures, all those videos, even the sound, all this helped me to give them that cultural experience that the Spanish market is. So this for me really works. However, this example for you is the what I call old school ICT tool. Why I call it old school? Because here I didn't use artificial intelligence. I could have used it for creating a background picture. I could have used it for some questions, but in general, I worked myself on this. And sincerely, it took some time. So for you, it's a good example what I show you on knowledge and how fast it happens. And then you question the quality and so on and so on. So I think this is the price we pay with this kind of task, which is really great and really works. I lose a lot of time, right? Or better said, I invest a lot of time in this teacher material, but I will use it with one group of Spanish, with another group of Spanish, and I will use it for a long time, right? And when we create those tasks with artificial intelligence, so it's really fast, it's really innovative, it's really interesting, but then we have some kind of, doubts, right? If it's correct, if it's okay, do we need to go through and see what happened there and so on. But the truth is, this task required some hours from me, and on artificial intelligence, it's seconds. Right, so I leave it for you, as we have to finish. Food for thought, right? The way it is, and the way we can innovate, we can change the way we are teaching and working.